Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video, and been a while since we've had one of these, but this trial is a little bit more difficult. Some stages more than others, to be honest, particularly the stage that I'm going to start on, which is the one at the left with Bison. I had to do things a little bit differently during this trial, and I will explain what those things are. You will maybe have to emulate these things if you want to have the same success. Let's go through though. So HUGO for me, I don't like him, right, but that's just me, and I feel like he is going to have a place, but more than likely it's going to be a bossing team, okay? So I'll pause this in just a second, right? So this team here, you'll notice when I'm doing this, I went manual. The reason I went manual is just, if you watched the video I put out yesterday about playing manually, it was just to speed up transitions, because doing it automatically, the enemy was getting attacks in. Doing it manually, you could whip through the combos a lot faster and it was clearing the stage, okay? So you'll see that happening here. Now, I'd say the main key to this team was poison, and the reason for that, and you might have to start again depending on how your luck with poison plays out, but if you look at the start here, when poison attacks, you can see above the enemies they've got the circle with the line. That's silence, which is obviously affecting the enemy and what they can do. It stops Bison doing his explosion actually if they've got silence. So if you don't get that and then you die, you know that's why. Just do it again and you'll be fine, right? So you'll notice I do whip through these combos on manual. That again was mainly just due to me wanting to ensure I got the combo completed and actually got Adon to lay down his flame wall, because if Adon lays down his flame wall, there's a strong possibility on stages with Adon you're probably going to win, okay? So if ever you've got Adon, the key is getting his flame wall out there and you'll probably win, right? So load up this one here. A lot of this team, well, not a lot of the team actually, to be honest, it's mainly speed, you know, but Guy, take out the back markers, because Sagat is very tanky, and you'll see again I went manual. Again, the reason for that was more transitional than anything else. Just whip through the combos as quickly as possible, then that way if I can kill a back marker before they get a chance to attack, I'm going to do it, and it's going to make things go a lot smoother for us. But really, once I've got rid of Combat Guile at the back, things pretty generally become okay at that stage. So if you just, again, you use this team, maybe whip through it manually, you're going to clear it, right? You're not going to have a problem clearing it. But again, manual play is probably going to make this a little bit easier for you. I do believe now, none of the other stages I went manual on. I can't remember, but I don't think I went manual on any of the other stages. So just those first two stages, because of Bison and because of Sagat making things a little bit tankier, was a little bit of a headache. But now I think we move on to more standardised play, okay? So moving on to this team. Now you'll notice a lot of times I'm simply using HUGO's C1, and this is the reason why I think that we might actually end up seeing HUGO, despite the fact that I don't actually think he's, personally, I don't think he's that good, right? But his C1 does boost attack by 25%. If you guys have been paying attention to how things scale within this game, I'm not saying it will, but it may become a thing that HUGO's C1 is more beneficial to run on an Adon team, because Adon's whole kit is scaled off of attack, and he does this thing where a lot of you maybe haven't read his kit, right? I've tried to explain why Adon is so broken, right? But basically what Adon does is, every single time he lays down his firewall, every single time that strikes someone, Adon gains 2.5% attack, right? Up to 100%. So he gets 100% additional attack, right? He makes the enemy take 100% more damage because he reduces their damage reduction by 100%, and he also increases his effect accuracy by up to 100%, right? That's how he's so broken, right? So if you've got someone who can boost you by an additional 25%, that's you boosting that already boosted number. So taking numbers that are already high and making them even higher can be clutch. But I don't know yet if that's going to be better than running Street Poison, right? It might not be better than running Street Poison, so I'm going to have to wait and see. But I guess there's maybe a chance that Hugo could end up being someone who's used. Will he be? I don't know. I honestly, at this stage, I do not know. Gut reaction to how he is, I'm not feeling him, honestly. I'm really not. We will go over his kit in another video. Maybe I'll have changed my mind by that point in time, because I try to not fully judge units off of their trials. But I'd say my gut reaction off the sort of a get-go is I'm not feeling him too much, right? I think for tanking options, we've got lots of tanking options. I would rather have a tank who's going to do something like provide a shield or provide us with a revival, aka Goken. Healing maybe, suitable. I feel like that's more beneficial to where I would want to run a shield, because if I'm in a position where I can run a team where I don't need to worry about a shield or healing or anything like that, then I'm probably going to run poison, you know? I'm probably going to run someone who can give me a much bigger boost to what I'm doing. Anyway, we'll have a look at this team just now. Well, this is the setup we ended up going with here. Pretty much when it was possible to do so, I leveraged the tried and tested kind of DPS options that we know work. So things like your Giles, things like your back marker attackers, like your Guy, you know, and Guy also, by the way, part of his kit, I'm not sure if it's his C1 or his C2 or his passive, but part of his kit makes all attacks following his attack do like a percentage of Guy's attack as well, so it actually does give you even more damage. So Guy's quite often a good option to run on teams, you know. I wouldn't say he's a slept on unit, but he can be useful, especially in these trials. So this is the last fight. Overall, I'd say that ultimately, apart from the first two fights, which depending on what way you tackled these might be your last two fights, Bison team, Sagat team, it's not too bad. The Bison and Sagat teams were a little bit of a bitch, hence the reason why I did them on manual. I think that people will maybe find this trial a little bit more difficult. I'll know, going by the number of views this video gets. Basically, it's a flat process. If the views on a trial video are low, it was an easy trial. If the views on that trial video are high, it was a more difficult trial. I'm expecting this to probably be on the higher end, because I think some people are going to struggle on those two stages in particular. So we'll see how that plays out. But anyway, that's the trial done, that's it in the bag. Snap reaction, gut reaction, Hugo. But that's just what I think off the bat. I've been Hayzink, thanks for watching, catch you in the next one, peace.